Shut up and sit down.
How's it going, everybody? I'm a little bit raspy today. I apologize for the voice. If anyone's not hearing it correctly, that's all right. I'm not doing it on purpose. I wouldn't try this hard. I never tried this hard. So, that being said, welcome to the 8th official episode. Quite surprised of myself for still doing this. I think I say that before every episode, but hey, I am still doing it. And for those of you still listening, it's vastly appreciated. That being said, we are the 22nd of February. By the time I post this, it's probably going to be a lot later than that, but hey, I'm lazy, and that's life. Get used to it. I must say though, I've been starting to enjoy. Cause it's been like 2 weeks now that I've been going back to the gym, right? And so I missed it. I missed that feeling, that chasing the pump and coming out feeling nice and full. And I know you can't see it now because I'm hiding it so the internet don't get too jealous, right? I'm not trying to stunt on nobody's IG game per se. But yeah, I've been rekindling that relationship that I had with training and putting on that size and pumping iron and just feeling good, right? Because that's what it comes down to. In my opinion, that's why I personally like to train in the beginning as well. It's because I've always liked training because it was more. I used to be fat. For those of you who are new to the podcast, or those of you who are new to me per se, that's where the name comes from. The Fatual Science Podcast name comes from the fact that it's a playing joke on the fact that I'm fat now. But more than anything else, I was fat earlier on and before I ever started fitness or before I ever started training. So I understand why a lot of people fall into it, because it's a great addiction to have. In my opinion, it's probably the best addiction to have, because you're actually doing something good to your body and you putting on size and you gaining confidence. Because for me in particular, and I know for a lot of other fatties out there, I apologize, I feel like I can say that because I'm one of y'all, but for all the other fatties out there as well, once you start training, once you start losing some of that fat, you start getting a bit more confidence and you start feeling good about your actual self. And that's more than anything else. I can't lie. That's one of the main reasons why I do it, because it helps me feel good about myself. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to be like, nah, I only do it so I can be in shape. But no, but more than anything else, I really do it because I enjoy the change. I enjoy proving to myself that just because I was one way before, though, it doesn't mean I have to be that same way now. You know, just because I was fat doesn't mean I'm going to be fat for all my life. That means I can change. That means I can put on some size and I can better my person, whoever I am. Because I think anyone who puts the dedication, and I'm not trying to fat shame nobody. I know some of you get triggered. I know some of you are sensitive over some shit like this. But anyone who's capable of applying themselves in the gym and outside the gym with diets and restrictions, I feel like it's a great deal of work, and I feel like there's some credit to be given to the people that are capable of doing that. Now, that being said, I'm going to come back to the original topic, which is I do it mainly because I want to feel good about myself, because regardless of how good I feel, the fact that my hairline keeps on receding and my hair keeps falling off is not doing wonders for me. So by pumping iron and putting on some size, I feel good about myself. And if that's vain, then so be it. I don't give a shit. I'm balding. You guys can judge me. Boo-hoo. Tough shit. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. We're going to have a great episode today. As usual, I'd like to start off by thanking Keep It Lean Apparel. Always and forever. If you guys like the ensemble I am wearing right now, this was a limited edition release. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'll try to zoom in on it. You guys can see the Keep It Lean written on the sleeve, nice and long. The multicolored pattern on the sweater. And of course, I'm always rocking the pink Keep It Lean Apparel t-shirt as well. Unfortunately, I don't have any wacky news to bring to you today. I feel like y'all get enough wacky news recently with all the bullshit going on and around the world. I think one of the funny things that we can talk about, although it's outplayed and it's overdone, I feel like for whoever watches college basketball or whoever watches basketball in particular or sports in general, Zion Williamson from Duke and how his Nike shoe got busted up. And I feel it's funny as hell because that was like 2 episodes ago when I was talking about how Adidas has higher customer appreciation than Nike does. So I don't know if I put a hex on them. I might have. If it's the case, damn, I got some powers. And if it's not, shit, I'm still going to pat myself on the back and thank myself for that. But I find it so freaking funny how you can have a man who's give or take 6'10", 270 pounds, wearing your goddamn shoe, and somehow it still busts completely open. I think that's really funny. I think it sucks for him more than anything else. I think it sucks for Duke as well more than anything else, because the kid was doing great, you know? And there's a big controversy going on now because for those of you who don't know, college players don't get paid for playing the games. They get their tuitions paid and all that stuff for sure. And they get the chance to make the millions in the future when they go to the NBA, but they're not paid for their games, they're not paid for their jersey sales. And it was crazy because for that game, Barack Obama attended that game. So when you get a persona like Barack Obama, an ex-president, showing up to a college basketball game, when you guys are selling tickets at $1,000+ a ticket because people want to be there to watch this freak of nature, who's not getting paid, by the way, he's not getting anything off of it, and he ends up hurting himself, that's crazy, because then it becomes a thing where a huge debate starts on whether or not they should get paid, and secondly to that, whether or not he should try and still play basketball for the next 9-10 weeks or whatever is left of the college basketball season, because what are the chances of him getting hurt again? Now, where I stand on this subject is, and I think a lot of the big timers also stand on this subject, because I was watching ESPN the other day, and Charles Barkley was saying the exact same thing. You got to play the sport, right? That's what you do. You play the sport regardless of the opportunity that you have 2 years later or a year later to become a multimillionaire playing on a big time league. For now, your responsibility is to your collegial team, and it is your job to still play the sport. I find it talks a lot about your personality and your character, and I'm not trying to down the person, or I'm not trying to talk bad on him by saying he should do it, and if he doesn't, it's a bad thing. I just think more than anything else, it speaks about your character. If you're willing to opt out for 9 weeks just because you want that guaranteed money. And I understand guaranteed money is a great thing, but the only reason why you would get that guaranteed money in the first place is because you were playing the sport. Like, I mean, you're there for a reason. You're there because you enjoy the sport. So I think it is first and foremost your responsibility to the college you're attending to keep playing ball. And then it's equally a responsibility to yourself and to your fans and everyone who supports you to keep playing ball. But that's my opinion, and that's why I brought it up on this show, because I feel like some people might have a different opinion. So it begs the question that any sports or in any other situation, I don't know if it can apply in many other situations, but I know there's many other athletes that have been doing the same over the course of the last year. Le'Veon Bell taking the entire year off because he wanted more money, because he was like, what if I get hurt? And it's a very valid question. But at the end of the day, your job is to play that sport. You get paid, and I advocate for the pays that all professional athletes get paid. But to receive, this is what we spoke about last time as well, to receive that accolade, to receive that title, you have to put in the work. So I don't think it's fair to hold out over a course of a year, 9 weeks, whatever the hell it is, however much time you're taking to hold out. I personally don't think it's fair that you're doing so, because it's not right. It's not right to the sport. It's not right to the fans. It's not right to the organizations. And most and foremost, it's not right to the people who support you, and it's not right to yourself to just do it for the money. All of the money's great, and I can't complain. $10 million, $20 million a year would be amazing. But at the end of the day, it is a job. That's what you're supposed to do. On another note, I want to tell you guys, I want to talk about another debate. And it's not one that you hear of often, but I just want to weigh my opinion on it. The debate of leasing a car or buying a car. And I only bring this up because I personally will probably never lease a car again in my life. And now, why do I say that? I say that for the sole reason that over the course of the last 3 years, including the 2 years where I had my lease and this current year that has come after that lease, I've been going through the most agonizing pain of life for a car, get this, for a car that I no longer own. So first of all, that already messes me up about leases, because you're paying money for something that at the end of the day is no longer yours. Now, before I even tell the story, I must wholeheartedly admit that probably the situation would have been avoided if I would have reacted differently, or if I if I was just a tad bit smarter and not as lazy as I was at the time. Safe to say, I think I'm not as lazy as I was then. But hey, I'm still dealing with the troubles now. So I guess I deserved it. That being said, I think leasing a car only puts you in a predicament where you're losing money. Regardless of you being able to drive a fancy car for 2 years, 3 years, and not worrying about it and then being able to give it back. But that's just the concept. It's the fact that you're giving it back. You're spending money on something that no longer will be yours. And to come back to my situation, what happened is at the end of my 2-year lease, I was stuck paying damage over a car that was no longer mine. Now, if I would have handled the situation differently, or if I would have done things better, yeah, maybe I wouldn't be in that position, but it still left a bitter taste in my mouth. Now, fast forward to today, a couple of years later, a couple of months later, this and that. Now I find myself buying a car, and here's where the situation gets funny, because yesterday I went over to a used car dealership, right? They got them everywhere. They got them all over the place. I decided to test my chance and go there. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but car salesmen in all, but car salesmen in particular are the equivalent of vultures for the human society. Because they will jump at you and destroy you like there's no tomorrow. First of all, here's how this all started. I called first and foremost to make sure that I knew the location and I knew where I was calling. Before I even got the chance to hang up, this dude already had my name, my last name, my phone number, and he had already confirmed the time that I was going to go and visit him. I don't know how any of that happened, but it happened in a span of 10 seconds, as if the man was working magic voodoo on me and I was just hypnotized and under a spell. Fast forward to the time more say that I went to go see him, right? So now I'm forced to go see him because this man basically put an obligation on me because he hustled me with his words. And I ain't no coward. I'm not going to run away from what I said I was going to do. So, yeah, manned up, went to my appointment, went to see this guy. Now, here's how you know these people are vultures, right? Because this guy had a list of cars already set up. I don't know if he did a back check. I don't know if he checked my history. I don't know what the hell this man had set up or what this man had done. But he had a list of cars that would fit my profile. Now, I don't know if you guys know how scary that is, because I know it happens on the internet and all that shit when you research something and an advertisement pops up on it. But I would have never thought it would have happened in person. Make matters worse, here's how fast these people react, and it's astonishing. Like, shout out to him. It's astonishing because in a matter of 30 minutes, no test drive, no sitting inside the car, no nothing, this man had already taken an initial deposit of me of $300. Now, take into account, I had only called this place to inquire about information, let alone 6 hours later, 4 hours later, I had already given this man a deposit of $300 out of my own pocket. That being said, I did fix up my mistake. I did go back today to ask back for my money. And here's what troubled me about the whole situation is that when I give you $300 of cash, and then when I go back and ask you for my money back, how are you going to tell me that you don't have any cash in the store? You're going to tell me that no one in that store ever carries cash? How you don't have a cash register in a used car dealership? That being said, my money was refunded. Felt better about myself. Felt better about the fact that I wasn't cheated into a product. Although I don't even know how I found myself in that turmoil. But all that to say is, if you ever want to learn how to sell something, go and shadow a car salesman for like 4 hours. You'll probably become the best salesman you ever been in your life, because this man legitimately turned me around his finger. Although I was smarter than him at the end of it, because I got my money back. The lesson of the story is, car salesmen are sick people. They're crazy. And if you are ever in need of a car, just know for a fact that these people are going to turn you around their fingers and they're going to get whatever they want. Unless you fall on a good one. I'm sure the good ones exist. So unless you really fall on a good one, these people are really going to take advantage of you. So just be careful when you're going into car shopping. Make sure you know what you're going for. Make sure you have your budget set up. Make sure you've done your research prior to jumping into a car lot, because it's like going to war without any weapons against a tank. It's not going to happen. That's what that man does. That man is set to do that job only, while you're there with a shit ton of money, or not enough money, but that man's still going to take anything that you have on you because he's only focusing on his commission. And I don't blame him. It's a job. Can't hate the player. Gotta hate the game. Also, I wanted to talk about I know I'm jumping a little bit all over the place with topics today, but I wanted to talk about healthy eating, right? One of the things I've noticed more and more is a lot of people, more a category of people, those who believe in macronutrients, right? People who count their macronutrients, if it fits your macros, IFYM, whatever the community is called nowadays. I feel like there's a big issue with that whole concept, and here's where my issue rises: is just because you're reading the nutrient, the caloric value label, doesn't mean the product that you're eating or drinking or taking into your body is a healthy product. And this is again where the whole situation with vegans come up, right? Because a lot of people advocate, yeah, but now I'm a vegan, so I'm for sure eating healthy. No. I don't know if you ever walked into a super healthy biological supermarket like Tao or Avril and ever looked at the products. Even vegan products, majority of the time, are pumped with a whole bunch of nonsense inside, right? So here I stand, and my philosophy behind all of this is eat healthy, not skinny, right? Just because a product has 0 calories does not mean that product is good for you. What you guys got to do is, there's an ingredient list on every product. It's supposed to be. It's mandated. It's supposed to be there. If it's not, you probably shouldn't be taking that product. But when you look at the ingredient list, and I was just recently informed of this, I didn't know this neither, but the first ingredient that you read on an ingredient list is the most abundant ingredient in what you're taking into. So if the first ingredient off the bat is something that you don't understand, or if it's an artificial sweetener, then you got to ask yourself, how worth it is that product at the end of the day? Because yeah, on the surface, you might not be ingesting calories, or it might seem healthy because it says it's vegan, or it says it's low fat, low calorie, no sugar inside. But the raw ingredients, well, I mean, not in this case. In this case, they won't be raw ingredients, but the ingredients inside usually have a harsher effect on your body than those calories will. And I'm not sitting around telling you guys to go and smash tons and tons of meat and cheese and heavy calorie dense foods, but I'm trying to shed some light on the topic that people need to be more aware of what they're putting into their bodies. You have to understand that the human body is a fragile system. Although it can work wonders, with time it will deteriorate. So if you're constantly flooding it with processed foods or foods that have been manipulated and touched and are secondhand, the human body was not created to work in that sense, right? And the biggest argument of that comes up when we talk about gluten-free, or just the concept of wheat and everything processed and that sort. Is people say, well, yeah, it's like spaghetti's not that bad for you. No, spaghetti's not that bad for you if you're eating it from the original source. Spaghetti here compared to spaghetti in Europe is not the same thing. You can go to Europe, you can go to Italy, and apart from the little bit chunkier ones who actually enjoy eating everything, it's not all Italians that are overweight. You understand? It's because the food that they're eating is not full of gluten and it's not full of heavy processed wheat. That's the problem. Our human body was not meant to be eating gluten-based processed wheat. Now, I am not a doctor. I'm not a philosopher. I'm not a scientist. So by any means, you guys don't have to take anything I say seriously, and you guys don't have to take anything I say literally. But if it could shed the light onto one of you to think smarter about what you're putting into your body, then by all means. So all that to say is, our system from the start, like from the Paleolithic time, our system was meant to be eating raw organic food. Now, again, I'm not going to sit around and act like I'm perfect and I always eat the most organic food. No. But when it comes to continuously filling your body with processed food and then just because you're at the gym or just because you're moving around convincing yourself that you have a healthy body, it is not the case, unfortunately. The human body will take its effects later on with time, and the gluten and the process and the sugar and everything that you put into your body will eventually hit you 15, 20 years down the line. And then you'll start to ask yourself, oh, why is my liver not working? Or shit, why are my kidneys not working? Or why am I always tired? Or why am I always feeling sick? Or why are my emotions fluctuating all over the place? Well, it's maybe because your body over the course of 20, 30, 40, however amount of years has been trying to process something that it was not meant to process. You understand? That's the only reason why I try to shed light on this situation, is because if we don't act more accordingly and smarter about the situation, it's not going to get any better. It's scary how big these supermarkets are and these big fast food chains, and they keep expanding and they keep growing bigger and bigger, and just the fact that you could get hamburgers for $1, whereas a salad costs you $9. Now, I'm not saying the difference of prices is fair, nor is it right, but maybe as a consumer, you should ask yourself, oh, why is this valued at $8 more expensive than that burger is? Maybe because that burger that you're eating has no nutritional value for you. You guys have to get past the phase of calories. Yes, it's extremely important, and yes, it's very important to stay in a healthy caloric base, whether it's a deficit or a surplus, whatever your goals are. I'm not here to coach anybody, and I'm not here to tell anybody how to eat or live their lives. I'm just giving a piece of my opinion on the subject, and my opinion is, when you're not putting enough macronutrients into your body, that's when your body starts to deteriorate, and that's when your body starts to fail. A lot of you look at these celebrities who are in their 40s and who are in their 50s, and majority of them, like a lot of the female celebrities, like who take care of their bodies, who train, who eat in accordance, who are always healthy. You guys are sitting around and you guys are like, oh wow, I wish I would look like that when I got older. Well, it's not impossible. Honestly, it's not impossible. The solution is there. Eat correctly. Stop filling your body with chemicals and then expecting your body to react in a positive way, because it's just not going to happen. Your body was not meant to digest these chemicals. These chemicals are man-made. They aren't, nature hasn't given it to us. And I know I sound like a completely preaching natural vegan dude over here, which is not the case. I still enjoy red meat, and I still enjoy fish and chicken and all of the above. I'm not stuck on a vegan diet, but what I'm trying to bring across is pay attention to the food that you're putting into your body, because that food is the counter reaction that you're going to get. A lot of you always complain that, damn, I'm always tired, or why is my face full of pimples, or why is my back full of pimples, or why is my stomach always bloated, or why are my arms sagging, and this and that. Well, maybe you should watch what you're putting into your body. And a lot of you are like, yeah, but I train. But it's not the same. It's not the same, because it all starts from the inside. Your body only gives you the output of what you're putting inside. So if from the start what you're putting into your body is not substantial, and if it's not quality based, then you're not going to get anywhere. And I can say this openly, because from experience, from the clients that I have, and mainly the ones that are between their 28s and their 35s, going closer to their 40s, it's that group that realizes, and they're like, shit, what did I do over the course of the last 30 years? Why was I eating like this? Why did I never change the way I eat? And then as soon as they do the slightest change in the way they eat, their body benefits. And a lot of people are like, yeah, well, it's 50% eating and it's 50% training. No, they're completely separate. It's 100% what you put into your body, and it's 100% what you do with your body. Now, if you want to go have a cheat meal, we're all human. Yes, processed food is it tastes good, and it's fun to have from time to time. I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy having myself French fries, and I do enjoy getting myself a burger. But ask yourself, where am I getting that burger from, or where am I getting those fries from, or what kind of quality products are being used to get me what I want? Really, it's only as simple as driving a sports car and not putting higher carburant inside. You know, if you wanna treat your body like a tercel, like a shit box, then that's completely up to you. You can just put regular garbage fuel inside your body the same way you would do to a tercel. But don't lie to yourself and be like, no, I'm a sports car and I take care of my body, but on the other hand, you're not putting the right carburant inside your body. Your body doesn't take, like a sports car, your body doesn't take, and it shouldn't take, regular, everyday type of gas, as in fuel. If you want your body to be optimal, all these athletes and these runners it keeps on coming back on the subject, but people who perform at a high consistent rate are people that are taking care of their bodies. Now, there are exceptions to the rule, for sure. For sure, there always will be exceptions to the rule. But the base is the more good you put into your body, the more good comes out of your body, and you just got to try it out for yourself. I'm not going to throw out fake results. I'm not going to throw out fake studies. And yeah, you guys might be like, well, you know what? You're not the best advocate to talk about the subject because you're not shredded. And if your definition of health is someone's body fat percentage, then already this conversation is wasted because you're like a brick wall. It's stupid. It's pointless. I've been there. I've been that type of person. I'm not gonna be a moron and sit here and be like, no, you're right, or no, you're like, you this and that. No, because I've been in your shoes before. But like 8 years down the line, as I've mentioned, because I have 8 years of lifting now in my body and 8 years of fitness in my body, I've come to understand that it's irrelevant how much body fat you have in your body. Now, that being said, no, you shouldn't bloat and eat as many things as you want, as often as you want, and just sit on the couch and become a fat man or a fat woman and do nothing. That's not what I'm saying neither. And nor should you starve yourself. Find a happy, healthy balance. A lot of people like it's a taboo, dark subject that's like never talked about in public, and it's whispered around, and everyone's like, well, how are they ever going to find a way to live longer, or are they going to find a way to live a healthier life, or what do I do, or what kind of pill can I take? And the reality is it already exists. It already exists. And the secret is taking care of yourself and your body. And so if you want to live the most well-lived, most enjoyed, most prolonged, most healthy life that you can, then consider what you're putting into your body. It's really simple, actually. You guys are complaining that, oh wow, I'm 30 and I'm always sick and I'm always tired and my clothes don't fit me right and my body's sagging and I'm always uncomfortable and I have digestive issues and I have acid reflux, and the list is continuous. And I know whatever I've been saying, a lot of people will associate with it. The truth is, if you change around a bit what you're eating, your body will change with it. And you guys might be like, well, you know what, like I really enjoy the stuff I eat, so I'm not going to change it. Well, so did I used to love drinking energy drinks every single day, man. I used to take 2 scoops of pre-workout with a Monster every time I would train. That's like freaking 700 milligrams of caffeine. 1,000 milligrams of caffeine is enough of a dosage to knock out a horse. Now imagine what that is doing to your human body. 700 milligrams of caffeine, apart from the aspartame, the sucralose, the whatever the hell else they have inside. Like, the label is packed with things I don't even understand. Most of these labels nowadays have numbers on the ingredient chart. If you have a number in your ingredient chart, that's like math in grade 12 all over again. And that's when I couldn't keep up anymore. Like when they started popping out the X's and then the Y's and then the X5s and then the 2X's, like that's like something's in the wrong place, right? We're doing math, we're not studying language. The same way as when you're reading the ingredients and you see 36Y carbonyl, like holy shit, dude, like is that in the wrong place? Like should that be in the caloric value? I don't understand, but maybe that's just me. This rant has been really long and it's been exaggerated maybe, and some of you might be sick and tired of hearing about this. And you're like, maybe, you know what, you guys have to stop shaming people for the way they eat. Well, no, you guys have to stop being entitled. No one's shaming anybody. And if it hurts hearing that you're unhealthy, well then sucks to be you, because it's going to hurt even more 20 years down the line. And what a lot of people don't realize is the more your body is full of hormones, the more the probabilities of your offspring having those same hormones inside. Now, I am not a doctor nor a scientist once again, but the genetic pool works in a way where you give to your offspring what you have inside and what your partner has inside. So then if you are already putting your body full of these toxins and these products, and then chances are is your partner is probably eating or living the same type of lifestyle as you are, because it's hard to find someone who's eating 100% organic, who's going to be with someone who's eating 100% processed. You know, that's all I'm trying to say. And again, I'm not forcing anyone to change their lifestyle. Don't get me wrong. But when you are eating unhealthy and you are living an unhealthy life, and once again, I am not talking about how you look nor body fat percentage. I am talking about what you're putting into your body. When you are filling your body with food that is not necessarily the best for you, and your partner is doing the same thing, and you end up having a child or children, which everyone has the right to, for sure. Take into account where you're putting that kid in, you know? That kid is already starting off, in my opinion, a foot behind the race. That kid is already starting off with an uphill challenge. How is it fair to start someone off on that route? It's the same way as saying over the course of a pregnancy, you keep smoking cigarettes, or you drink, or you take hard medication, or you take drugs regularly. That offspring is going to come affected, and you guys are going to be like, whoa, dude, relax, you're exaggerating. No, I'm not, because processed food, and sugar in particular, is the most addictive form of drug. And if you guys don't believe me, there's numerous studies done on rats, and the major comeback on this is, well, humans aren't rats. That's not the case I'm trying to make. What I'm trying to point out is, if we can all agree, then, to my parents, before you guys get really worried about this, I have not done cocaine. Now, that being said, cocaine is one of the more addictive drugs. So in test studies, they put mice in a room, well, in a cage, whatever the hell they do it, and then they gave them two options of different funnels and different buzzers. Now, one buzzer would give them an endless amount of cocaine, and then the next buzzer would give them an endless amount of processed sugar. By the second day, the mice had completely forgotten about the buzzer that activated the cocaine, and they were all continuously pressing the buzzer to get processed artificial sugar. Now, the way processed sugar works is it takes your body, depending on which sugar it is, aspartame and sucralose, it takes your body 100 times more effort to digest processed sugar than it does regular white sugar, which is already difficult to digest. So take the addictive compounds in the chemicals and add it to the fact that your body's already not digesting it. You're creating a time bomb that has no time on it. It's just continuously on the edge. You never know when your body's gonna finally get that final hit from it, and then everything's just gonna start going down. It is a deteriorating trajectory. It doesn't get any easier until you cut that addiction. And then all that to come back to the fact that, like I was saying, I used to take 2 scoops of pre-workout with a Monster every pre-workout. And I loved it. I loved the taste. I loved the feeling. Give me an energy drink now. It tastes too sweet. Give me a Diet Coke. Give me a Diet Pepsi. Give me a Diet whatever. Give me a Diet Soda. It tastes... You can take the flavoring right away. The point I'm trying to make is your body can understand what it's addicted to. And if you put in the work, you can eliminate that addiction. So if you're already saying that, well, you know what, I like the processed foods I eat, and I like the flavors I eat, and oh, ew, I would never drink an organic drink, or I'd never eat an organic meal. Well, that's because you've never given your body the capability nor the time to understand that. First time I tried almond milk, I hated it. Now I don't mind it. I drink it regularly whenever I have to, and if I'm going to eat cereal, which I still do because I'm human, I'll have it with almond milk. Does it taste like shit? Absolutely not. Give me 2% milk, my body will probably not react well with it. So for all of you out there saying, well, you know what, when I eat broccoli, I hate the taste and my body doesn't react well with it, well, ask yourself why. Unless you have some kind of bad body disease, which I hope you don't, because now I feel like a complete asshole, your body is not liking those vegetables because you have programmed your body to be like, I don't want this. I don't want this. Ew. So as soon as you put that, your body stresses and it rejects it. Whereas when you're putting processed food, your body's loving it. So imagine if you give your body a month to 2 to 3 months of cleaning out that processed food and then slowly integrating healthy food inside. 4 months, 5 months later, a year later, when you go to that processed food, your body is not going to want to have it. Same thing with the energy drinks. As I was doing, I was always eating McDonald's, man. McDonald's was the easiest way out. $1.50 for double cheeseburgers. Little sloppy, disgusting, moist double cheeseburgers from McDonald's that takes you 2 bites to finish. I would easily have 5 to 6 of them. The thought of it now already upsets my stomach. because I understand the amount of damage and the amount of time and the impact it will have on my body. And if you want to be the most optimal you that you can be, I don't think you should be fucking with your body like that. I apologize. I've been trying to limit the cursing over the course of the last few episodes. I received feedback from my parents saying that they're not too appreciative of their son talking a whole bunch of shit on YouTube or on Instagram per se when it comes to the other videos that I'm doing. But the reality is some things still trigger me and some things genuinely still piss me off. And on that list of things is people who think it's okay to pump their body with artificial sweeteners and processed food and then convince themselves that, hey man, I go to the gym every day and I'm in great shape. You're absolutely not, buddy. You're absolutely not. Look at what's happening to your body more than how you look. Because if you want to talk about being in shape, circle is a shape. So fat people technically are in shape as well. They are in shape. Not a funny joke. Because none of it is funny. The reality is you're sugarcoating, added a pun there, huh? You're sugarcoating the fact that your sugar addiction is fine because you're always at the gym and you have a six-pack. They don't balance each other out. Yes, it's great to have a great physique, but at the same time, consider what you're putting into your body. Now, this topic's been ridiculously long. I got into it for I don't even know what reason. This is what happens. My train of thought is all over the place. I want to talk to you guys about something else that I find not bothers me, but yeah, I guess you could say it bothers me more than anything else. It's how on earth do people drink coffee with milk in it? I'm trying for real. I'm trying to compose myself so that I don't go on a tantrum and I don't start yelling. But how on earth do you take probably the greatest tasting thing in the world, which in my opinion is coffee, and cover it with milk? And a lot of you cover a half of your cup of coffee with milk. I just want to know, is you guys just soft? Is it a question of being soft? Is it a question of you guys not being able to tolerate the taste of it? Then why on earth are you drinking coffee? Drink tea or some shit? Because coffee is supposed to be drank black. You take it, you brew it however the hell you want to do it, whether it's an Americano, an espresso, filtered, French pressed. You have to enjoy the product. But that's just a little personal opinion. Last second topic. Once again, guys, I want to thank everybody for all the support that I've been having, all the support that I've been getting. You guys are great. I know the videos have been inconsistent. Some of them have been longer. Some of them have been shorter. Jeez, I've been looking at other podcasters. I have no idea how some people go on for 2 hours, 3 hours. I know a lot of them have guests on it. But even at that, I don't think I'll ever have anything remotely interesting enough to talk over the course of 2 hours. I think my time of 20 to 25 minutes is all my brain can do. Also, I feel like the majority of you don't enjoy listening to me for longer than 10 minutes anyways. So going over the course of 30 minutes would only be wasting time. To those of you who do push it near the end, I appreciate it. I know there's a few loyal soldiers out there that watch my videos. Every time they come out, you guys don't understand how much I love it. And when I get successful, and when I become a big time person, I'll make sure to remember the few of you that were out there. To everyone else, weigh in on the issue, man. Let me know how you feel about everything that I've said today. I keep saying it at the end of my videos, but if there's something you guys disagree about, or if there's a topic you guys would rather me talk about on my podcast instead of just bouncing from left to right, or instead of forcing my opinions on you, since clearly a lot of you feel that way about the way I talk, let me know. Send me a message, comment, send me a DM on Instagram, shout me out over Twitter. You guys already know it's the Fatual Science Podcast, or hashtag Fatual Science Podcast. I'll reply to all the questions. I'll reply to all the DMs. I'm not trying to hide anything, guys. If you guys have anything, like I said, if I've said something that's triggered someone, honestly, I don't care. But if you want to talk about it, that's what we do. That's what I do. I enjoy talking. So if you have a disagreement, or if you have a disapproval, or if you think that I said something that's incorrect on my podcast, feel free to send me a message. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. To everyone else who's still drinking their coffee with milk inside. Also, before I forget, to anyone Okay, this is gonna bother the entire white female community on Instagram. To anyone who is convinced that Starbucks coffee is the best coffee in the world, you're just getting screwed over $5 every time you buy coffee, because it's not the best coffee in the world. There are a lot of other small coffee joints that produce a lot better coffee grain, a lot better ingredients. Coffee tastes better, purity's better. Check out your little local coffee stores. Two that I can name off the top of my head are Le Brûloir, and for those of you who are in the Laval area, Le Petit Dep in Carrefour Laval. Great coffee. Support your local smaller branches. Nothing against Starbucks, of course, but if you're gonna get chained coffee, get it from anywhere else, because don't lie to yourself and say it's better coffee just because you paid $5 for it and you're bitter about the fact that people get the same quality coffee for $1 somewhere else. Coffee is coffee unless you're getting it from an actual good source. And in my opinion, just like however I feel about people who put milk in their coffee, Starbucks is not the most reliable source of coffee, nor do they carry the best blends of coffee. So that being said, I'm going to end this before I trigger more people. I feel like I've assaulted enough communities today, whether it was the fat people, which once again I associate with you guys, so don't get mad at me, or whether it's the white women, or whether it's the vegans that think I'm trying to join on their side, which I'm not. Once again, I do enjoy eating game, which is meat, poultry, fish, whatever the hell it's not. I hope the message got through to at least one person. I hope one person thinks about changing the way they're eating. More than that, I hope one person stops putting milk in their coffee, because it's not good for you. You're also masking the taste of something that tastes great. That being said, thanks a lot, everybody. 8th official episode. We're still going strong. I think I'm going to keep going until I receive messages from people telling me to stop doing it. But even at that, I've never been bothered. So if you guys are going to message me over something that has better value, cheese. And yeah, I'm done. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Enjoy the weekend. Hopefully the weather keeps up. It's been getting a little bit brighter. It's been getting a little bit nicer. You guys are always amazing. Thanks a lot for listening. Once again, the clothing, whether it's the jacket, whether it's the t-shirt, go check it out, guys. It's a Montreal brand. Great concept. Original product. Original material. Made in Montreal. Quality is great. You will stand out for sure, because I don't think you've ever seen anybody else wear a sweater like this apart from Claude Cowette, which is the only other person who has this sweater. So shout out to him. Go for it. The website is www.keepitleanapparel.com, and the Instagram is at keepitlean. Check it out. You guys can always DM me. You guys can always DM it through the Instagram page. You guys can send a message through me over here. I'll be more than happy to reply to you guys. I wear size larges, so if anyone is interested, I'm a bit of a fattier side. That's why I wear larges. But usually large fits great on anyone who's anywhere between 5'7" to 5'9", 200 pounds. And if you're smaller than that, go get yourself a medium. And if a medium doesn't fit you, think about packing on some size. That's been all for today. I'm going to go crush some meals, hit the gym, try to get that pump on and reach everybody on Instagram, because all of you seem to be running away with it. But hey, we only know it's temporary, because you guys are only interested in that summer body. Keep doing you. Don't let anybody burst your bubble. I'll see you all at Beach Club. Probably not, but I'll see your posts.